Is the National Football League screwing with the Kansas City Chiefs? Based on how the 2025 schedule turned out for Kansas City, it sure appears to be that way. We will give you an I-team investigation and tell you everything we need to know coming up here on this edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Report. I am Tyler Jones, your fearless leader, fighting this guy, Roger Goodell, for you, looking out for you, like Bill O'Reilly used to do back in the day. Before we go any further in today's program, I need you to subscribe to the channel. Folks, we're closing in on 72,000 subs, and I got to tell you, it's so much fun bringing you this show each and every day from our daily news and rumors, the live shows we do on Tuesdays. We also have watch parties throughout the season. We're your one-stop shop for all things Kansas City Chiefs. The most interactive Chiefs YouTube channel out there is right here on the Chiefs Report. Subscribe now for free, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. Help us get to 72K subs, and we'll get started with today's show. So when you break this down piece by piece, I got some numbers for you and some other things that we're going to show you. It is pretty obvious that the NFL did not do any favors to the Kansas City Chiefs when it comes to winning football games in 2025. Now, granted, we heard Clark Hunt say not too long ago, for the record, that he likes the idea of playing these holiday games, the international games. Those are good for business. But at least for the on-field product, there are some legitimate concerns. Let's go by the numbers, starting with this. This season, the Kansas City Chiefs will travel a total of 21,695 miles, and that's just in the regular season alone. They will have 3 total Thursday and Friday night football matchups this season. Yes, a Friday game for the second year in a row. They will play 10 games against playoff teams from 2024 through 2025, last season. 10 total games. 8 teams make up that 10-game total. They play an international game in Brazil. You guys know about that against the Chargers to open up the season week 1. And then the 2 holiday matchups. And both of them are on Thursdays as well in weeks 13 and week 17 against the Denver Broncos and the Dallas Cowboys. The NFL did not make things easy for the Kansas City Chiefs at all. And here's another thing that's being asked of them that's not really fair. They are being asked to carry the weight of the entire NFL on their back. We're going to put you in the holiday games. We're going to make you go overseas. We're going to give you 9 standalone games and all of that as well. That's not really fair. Part of it comes with the territory of how popular this team is and the success they've had, but it's asking a lot of this organization to carry that on, that torch, that mantle for the rest of the league on that front. 3 Thursday and Friday games, that's unheard of, folks. I remember not too long ago that Friday games didn't even exist with the opener in Brazil and the Black Friday game and all that. All of that is new in recent years. Thursday night football, it used to be it was only allowed that you could play once on Thursday night football in a season. That's changed. And now the Chiefs got to play 3 times. And then, how about this? You talk about screwing the Chiefs. How about screwing the fan? You got 2 games on streaming services. That's not ideal. I can't just, if I don't live in Kansas City, watch the game on the local TV. I got to find it on Prime Video. I got to go to YouTube. I got to do those things. Like, that's not great. It's not great for the fan, and you don't get the biggest audience you can. So even though you're putting them in these national windows, you're still not putting them on Fox or NBC or ABC, CBS. Like, that's not great. There's no stretches of this schedule that are easy either, where you get a chance to kind of just breathe for a second. No opportunities like that. They have the 11th toughest schedule in the NFL this year, as their opponents from last season have a winning percentage of just above 52%. So more to come. We're going to talk about some individual quarterback matchups and more in just a moment. But first, if you think Roger Goodell and the NFL are screwing over the Kansas City Chiefs, if you hate Goodell, Maybe you've always wanted to do this on draft night. Here's your chance to do it in the comments section. Type boo in the comments section to boo Goodell and show him how you really feel. Spam those boos, and that's our pinned comment today. Let us know how you feel. Maybe you love Goodell and you want to convince me otherwise, but I think most of you hate Goodell. Type boo in the comments section below. Today's show is sponsored by the Hall of Fame app. Have you ever been one leg away from hitting a massive parlay, but it got ruined by an unlucky buzzer beater? Maybe an unexpected strikeout or even a blocked field goal. We've all been there. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of throwing money at parlays that I have a good gut feeling about. That's where the HOF app has completely changed the game. The HOF app was founded by huge sports fans who just happen to be giant data nerds that graduated from Ivy League schools. The HOF app is going to give you a leg up on Vegas by using historical data, matchup grades, leg correlation tools, and player performance insights. I've won multiple parlays recently, which included the under on Pacers Cavs in Game 5. With a 4.9 rating in the App Store and over 6,000 five-star reviews, it's safe to say that the HOF app has already helped a lot of people win smarter. For a limited time only, our listeners not only get a 7-day free trial, but they also get 50% off their first month when they use code CHAT at checkout. Just download the HOF app on iOS or Android, enter code CHAT, and you're all set. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. Check out the HOF app today, and you will be glad you did. All right, so here's something to think about. We mentioned 10 matchups against playoff teams from a season ago with 8 teams in total. And then when you dissect it further of the talent the Chiefs have to face, they will have 13 games against quarterbacks that have been to the Pro Bowl. So only 5 games this season do they not face a Pro Bowl quarterback. And 2 of those games are against Bo Nix, who had a pretty dang good rookie season and who's comparable with some of these quarterbacks we're about to name here. I'll put it this way for you. There's been a lot of talk about DEI these days. The only DEI I know is Dale Earnhardt Incorporated. But there is no DEI portion of this schedule. Nothing is easy at all. Week after week, this team is going to be tested. Here are some of the quarterbacks that the Chiefs will be facing this season. Week 1, you take on Justin Herbert and the LA Chargers. Week 2, you take on Jalen Hurts, who's coming off a Super Bowl MVP a season ago. Russell Wilson, remember him? Might be on the back end of his career, but he's still a Super Bowl champion quarterback. He's going to be the starting QB in all likelihood Week 3 for the New York Giants. Then you face a 2-time MVP in Lamar Jackson in Week 4, followed by Trevor Lawrence, who I know the Jags have had their issues, but Trevor Lawrence is still very talented in his own right, and he can play well on any given Sunday. He can step up at any time. Some other quarterbacks, you got Jared Goff, who they'll be facing in Week 6 with the Detroit Lions, a 4-time Pro Bowler. They're going to have a very explosive offense in 2025. And then Geno Smith, maybe the most underrated quarterback in football. A 2-time Pro Bowler. He's been very accurate passing the football. He's going to be the best quarterback the Raiders have had in quite some time, and you'll see him twice. Then you face the young cat, Jaden Daniels, the Rookie of the Year last year, who had a fantastic season with the Washington Commanders, taking them to the NFC Championship game. This is going to be the biggest regular season game of his career. And you follow that up with Josh Allen, the reigning MVP, who has done pretty good in regular season games against the Chiefs over the years. And there are some losers out there. We'll call them losers that are trying to anoint him ahead of Patrick Mahomes and say that he's better. Now, let's back up our quarterback here. Who's the better QB? Is it Mahomes or is it Josh Allen? I better not see any JAs in the comment section. Type PM for Patrick Mahomes. I'll ride with Mahomes any day. If you feel like Josh Allen, you can type JA for Josh Allen. Chime in the comment section. Let us know which QB you rather have. And that's not all, folks. You go to Week 13, Thanksgiving, Dak Prescott. I've been a Dak defender. I think he's an elite quarterback. He's a top 10 QB in this league. That won't be easy going up against a pretty good Dallas offense that's got a solid offensive line, 2 good receivers in CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. And watch out. That should be a fun game, Week 13. And then you follow that up the next week with C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud had a bit of a sophomore slump last year, but the Texans' offense should be improved this year. You face Justin Herbert again for a second time, Week 15. And then you face Geno Smith again, Week 18. That's a gauntlet, folks. But that's not all. Here's another thing to keep in mind, too. We mentioned kind of how things end down the stretch. You're going to see the Broncos on Christmas. You get the Raiders Week 18. You got that matchup with the Chargers Week 15. You were playing 3 divisional games at a crucial time. Divisional games are the hardest games to win in the National Football League, and you're going to see every divisional opponent at the end of the season. That's not great, but it could make things exciting for the division race potentially. You got your bye week, Week 10, so it's not all bad. That's a good spot to at least have your bye week. This is going to be a challenge that the Kansas City Chiefs are going to have to face week in and week out. Last year, we saw this team survive and escape games at times. And I have a feeling that we might see more of that this year just based on the caliber of the opponents that they're about to face each and every week. Not only do you face all these Pro Bowl quarterbacks, the Chiefs will have 5 games this year against Super Bowl champion head coaches. And I could throw in Jim Harbaugh in there, who's won a college football national championship, and you could up that number to 7 games against coaches that have either won a Super Bowl or a college football national title. The NFL did not do the Chiefs any favors whatsoever with the matchups, with the timing of these games, with the international and the midweek games and all of that. It's the hand they're dealt. It's an easier hand than last year, but that's not really saying much when they played 3 games in 10 or 11 days. But nonetheless, it is what it is. What game are you most excited about this season? Chime in the comments section. Tell me what that game is. For continuing Chiefs coverage, subscribe now to the Kansas City Chiefs Report. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.